Okay, let's get up the next two videos, days 20 and 21. And we're running really late because today's the 23rd, but never mind. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about glass jars because day 20, I have just got rid of 20 glass jars. And for some of you, you might think you can't really count jars because you throw them away. They go to recycling. And so I want to explain to you why they count for me. When I started my zero waste journey, I fell a little bit into the trap of buying glass jars, basically. I bought Kilner jars and I bought a lot of them and I still have them all and I still love them. But I also realised later on in my journey that was a bit silly. I got rid of my plastic containers, which again was silly because, as I've said before, plastic should be treated as a valuable commodity that we hang on to and use and use and use, rather than using once and discarding. What I will say is that they were Tupperware, proper Tupperware, and so they were given to family members who do still have them. But I just decided I'm against plastic now. I can't stand the stuff. I'm going to get glass, and I need the Kilner jars because they look nice. And I wanted to have one of those kind of cupboards that was fit for Instagram, full of beans and lentils and, you know, corn, popcorn and stuff like that looked gorgeous. It was a mistake, really. Lovely if that's what you want, if you can afford to do that and you want to do that, and you have a kitchen that you put on Instagram. But there wasn't really any need. Admittedly, the big jars are very, very useful because you don't very often get jars of that size. But the smaller ones, which I was using to freeze stuff mainly and to store stuff in the fridge, was unnecessary. When you use a jar of pasta, you've got a pasta sauce, rather, you've got a free jar at the end of it. Wash it out and use it. So I became a bit of a collector of jars, especially certain jars that I liked the look of. Ones that had sort of no markings on, just nice straight sides, nice plain lids, so that when the labels were taken off and they were all stacked next to each other, they looked lovely. And so my cupboard was rather full of them. And when I went through the cupboard having a clear out, counted up my jars and I'd got about 19. And I thought, well, for goodness sake, I might as well count these because they have actually cleared a big space in my cupboard. It's one of the biggest things that I've actually noticed a difference in when I've been clearing out. I've been able to say, wow, look at the space there. Because everything else has been a little something that was over in this corner of the house, or a little something that was in that drawer, or a pair of trousers that was in my cupboard. But these were all in one place together. And when I took them all out, they cleared up such a lot of space. Which is why, for me, it's quite significant that I'm getting rid of them. They are going into recycling. I'm not putting them on oleo, although I think if I did, somebody probably would claim them. People these days tend to claim them if they're saving them for things like table decorations for weddings. You know, some people make their own. It's really trendy these days in this era of trying to reuse and repurpose things. But I'm going to just pop them into the recycling. But it is a big thing for me, getting rid of all these jars. So that's why they count. I wonder if you can relate. Have you been in the same situation? Are you trying to contribute towards saving the planet? And do you collect all this sort of stuff? I collect so much stuff because I see that it has a second use, a third use, a fourth use. It should be used over and over. And this morning I've been to the parent and toddler group that I volunteer at. And I took some plastic containers because I thought they can be used for craft stuff. I haven't actually counted them in my decluttering challenge because I've done plastic pots on day 15. These were completely separate, different ones, but they were pots that I kept because they will at one point have had foodstuffs in probably, and they had really good, well-fitting lids, you know, and they were just far too good to just stick straight in the recycling. And I thought, you know, some people go out to shops and they buy plastic containers for storing stuff. And it seems a bit daft. So they've all gone to my church for this toddler group. Anyway, without further ado, here is day 20 and day 21. So quickly wanted to show you, these are the 20 glass jars and bottles that I'm getting rid of. This one is a proper one. We've got two the same, and they're a bit big for just my husband and I. We only really use it when the children come round for dinner. And so because we've got two, I'm giving this one to my daughter. But these are the rest of them. And I want you to appreciate that when they've had the labels taken off, and they are, that one's not got its label off, but you can imagine that they actually look quite nice on the shelf if they're all cleaned up like this one is. So you can sort of understand these. I like these jars because they've got straight sides, plain lids, nothing fancy about them. There's nothing to indicate, apart from the label, which I take off, but there's nothing really to indicate what they had in them and where they were from. And then the Starbucks bottles were perfect because my sister drinks oat milk, which I don't like. So when I buy oat milk for her, I freeze it. Oh, that's soy, not oat milk, soy milk. I like oat milk, I don't like soy milk. So you can see there I've written on it soy. And it's perfect for just freezing a little bit of soy milk for my sister so that when she comes round, I can get one out of the freezer and defrost it for her to have a coffee. Otherwise, I buy a big soy milk and it gets wasted because I don't like it, basically. So, yeah, and then these I just kept because they're damn cute. And these, obviously, you might be familiar with this company, Phil. I use them to, I refill a lot of things from this company. And this was a pack of, like a tester pack. I think there were 8 little sample sizes of everything. Some of them have still got the labels on. Here you go. All-purpose, that was honeysuckle all-purpose. This one was laundry liquid. And then we've got fabric conditioner. Washing up liquid. And so I kind of bought it as a tester to see which products I liked. And then I bought the bigger bottles and have them refilled. And these, you know, just thought they were the cutest little things and I've reused them for something, but I haven't actually. And I don't know what to reuse them for. So there you go. There are, if you want to have a count, 20 jars and bottles there, which are going. I did explain previously, didn't I, why these kind of count. They've taken up a lot of space in my cupboard and now my cupboard has that much more space. So that's day 20. If it's cheating, it's up to you if you think it's cheating, but for my rules, it's not. Okay, day 21. Now, there aren't 21 items here, and you're just going to have to trust me when I tell you about the items that have already gone. At the end of the day, if I'm lying, it's only myself I'm cheating, isn't it? But I have actually got 5 items that have already gone out of the house because I often list these things on Olio, and when somebody claims them, obviously they want to come and collect them, and I let them go. And then there are other things which, you know, I just want stuff gone as soon as possible. And there are times I've thought to myself, I need to make a video about this. And this morning, for example, I took an item to post for Vinted and I was thinking, perhaps should I hold it back till I've made a video? And I thought, no, let's just get it posted. You'll have to trust and believe me. And, you know, I don't really care if you don't. That's a horrible thing to say, isn't it? But you know what I mean. So I'm going to go through them as quick as I can because some of you are interested and some of you aren't. So I don't want the video to go on and be really boring. But I have one of these. This is kind of a box frame, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those where you can put things that are not flat in it, if you like. I've got 2 of these. I was going to use them for a craft, never got around to it, so I've kept one in case I ever do, or, you know, one day when I'm struggling it might go in as well. So that's item 1. This was a terrarium and it died. I'm quite good with plants, but clearly not air plants or terrariums. So so that's 2. My compost bin, it is looking a bit tatty, but it does the job. The reason I'm getting rid of it is because I find that by the time this is full and ready to go out to the compost heap, it's getting mouldy at the bottom. So I've gone for something smaller without a lid. It's just in the cupboard under the stairs because it's easier to just chuck stuff in. With this, if you've got something throwing it, you have to get that lid off. We're quite lazy in our house. My husband, I regularly will be taking tea bags and eggshells out of the bin because he's throwing them away. And I'm convinced that it's because throwing them away is easier than putting them in the compost. So I've made it easier and I've also made it a smaller container. So I have to walk out to the compost bin more often, but it's not going to end up sort of all slushy and mouldy at the bottom. Hopefully it's going to be stuff that's still freshish. Okay, hope that makes some sense to you. So that's going. In here is a mug. And no need to open it, but we don't need it. It's a tin mug, the sort of thing you'd use for camping. We've got 2 of them, which we might use if we're taking a flask and going for a long dog walk. There's only the 2 of us on that walk, so we don't need a 3rd one, so that's going. It's brand new, but it's going. I'm reluctant to get rid of this because it was a Christmas present from my mother, and we're only in April, so I haven't had it long. I found that when I did wear it, it gave me a headache. And so I don't think I'll wear it again, but I feel really guilty getting rid of something that was, for what it is, it was sort of higher price for these sort of things. It wasn't kind of like, you know, your £2.99 from Claire's. It was more like your £22.99 from a posh magazine, a posh catalogue. So I do feel a bit bad about getting rid of it, but what's the point in keeping it if I'm not going to wear it? So I'm really sorry to be getting rid of that. what did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is a claw clip because one of the flowers has come off. I've got the flower and I could probably glue it back on, but I've got so many of these and I don't need them all, so I will glue that flower back on so that it's nice for whoever gets it. And so that's going. And in here, counting as one item, it is, these are for hammer beads. Do you remember I got rid of some hammer beads in one of the previous days? And there are about 5 of these little trays, so they're going as well. It's a shame they didn't go together because somebody could have picked up a little complete set. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The slow cooker, don't use it very often. That's going to go to my sister. Aloe vera plant, because I have loads of them, and I've listed this one on Olio. As I keep saying, we're considering moving and we've actually sort of started the ball rolling, and so I feel as if I need to get rid of a few of the plants in the house. This one has got a little pop in there, look, a little baby growing in there. I've listed it on Olio, somebody's already claimed it, so that's going tomorrow, so we're counting that as well. I have, this is actually meant for baby food, for a baby's bottle, I think, to keep it warm or cold, whichever. I used to take a jar in with soup or something for work, and it was designed to keep it warm, or might take a jar of salad and it was designed to keep it cold. But as I keep saying, I've given up work, don't need it anymore, so it can go. A drum. Now, my grandson has a little drum. He doesn't need this one. Basically, I picked up a bag of freebie toys for him and that was in it, and we didn't need that, so that's going. A pair of trousers which I've had on Vinted but nobody's bought them. They're only on there for a £5, and I don't see any point in selling anything for much less than a £5 because of the effort involved in packaging it up, walking to the lockers and so on. And also, you know, it's been on there a little while and they've not gone. You might be thinking I'm not blooming surprised, look at the state of them. I love this kind of thing. I love these psychedelic, loud, bright, vibrant things. I love these trousers, but they are a tad too small and I don't wear them very often as much as I love them. So they are going off Vinted and into the charity bag. And then my husband has donated to this cause 2 tops that he doesn't wear, so I'm pleased about that. So what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. As I said, some trousers that went to Vinted this morning, 16. I've already given away a travel cot, a dog bed, a dog crate kind of thing, and a high chair. So that's 5 more items. Was this 15? So that takes it up to 20. And over there in that cardboard box is a change. It's kind of like a change table, folds in half. It's meant to go on top of a travel cot, but it doesn't fit my travel cot, and it didn't fit the travel cot that I gave away either. So that's going. You may wonder why I've got so much baby stuff that I'm giving away. Because basically, if it's not needed anymore, I'm not taking it with me to a new house if we move. I've acquired a lot of it, given to me for free. And so I have another high chair that was given me for free, which I liked better than the one I already had, so I gave away the one I'd got. That's the sort of reason why I've got all this baby stuff that's going away. I had a travel cot, but I couldn't reach to the bottom to put my grandson in it because of my back, so I bought one that has 2 levels. Now this is ringing a bell. I feel as if I've told you this before, so I may have counted that travel cot before, and if I have, I'm sorry, and I'll come up with something else. Maybe I have. So anyway, that's kind of the reason why we are in this position with the baby stuff. I've been really, really lucky to have stuff given to me for free to use for my grandson. Over in the corner there is a pram / pushchair that I use for him. That was a freebie, really lovely thing, and it was free. So I use that when he's staying with me, which is tomorrow. I've got all day tomorrow. Look at the junk on my dressing table. Not dressing table, sideboard. This is my dining room. Look at the junk on the sideboard that I haven't yet decided to get rid of. There's some stuff there that I might get rid of. We'll see. So anyway, that's my 21. I'm hoping that's my 21 things for day 21. The main point of this is I'm still going. I'm still on a roll. Stuff is still going out the house. So even if the numbers aren't right, at least we're still going. We're still getting somewhere. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon.